I was kind of surprised by the start of this Hobbit movie. Bilbo was just awesome. Like, this dude is just walking around with more confidence. Dude is stabbing spiders like it's no business. He's getting the dwarves out of trouble. And I'm just like, Bilbo is awesome. And then in the middle of the movie, they kind of just forget about him. Like, he becomes like that background dwarf. He becomes as important as one of those background dwarfs whose names you don't know. But that's what I can say about The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. It starts out really, really good, and I'm into it. I'm getting into it. They're introducing all these interesting characters, and then it's like one of the dwarves even gets injured, and you're just like, okay, that raises the stakes. I wonder what's going to happen to him. And then from like halfway through the second act and onward, everything about this movie is just dragged out to the point where you don't even care anymore. I mean, let's just start with that dwarf. It's just like, oh wow, that guy's injured. I like that guy. I hope nothing happens to him. And then 2 hours later, you're still just going, wow, he is still injured. Wow. I don't care. Die, don't die. I really don't care, dude. You're still following Thorin and the dwarf group along with Bilbo, and they're trying to make it up to the Lonely Mountain to kind of just reclaim the Oaken Stone from that's hiding under Smaug, the big bad dragon. And still, it's an interesting plot. A lot of intense and action scenes, intense moments, kind of just carry their way through. Like, there's this again. People have talked about the barrel scene, but they're saying that the barrel scene is good, but it's really just this one moment in the middle of the barrel scene that's kind of just like, that was amazing. Like, it's really just like that one moment. And at least for the first half of the movie, I was really glad I saw this movie in 3D because they were doing some really creative stuff with the action scene. Like, things are getting stabbed, spiders are kind of just coming out of nowhere in 3D. Decapitation, 3D decapitation, just head gets cut off, head falls onto camera, and you got like little kids in there. You're just like, is this okay? But those moments are what made the movie worthwhile, and that's why I was so into the first and maybe the first half of the second act, because I'm just like, wow, keep this going, keep this going, keep this going. And then it's just like they get into a town, you're getting involved with all these side characters that aren't particularly interesting except for, I guess, Luke Evans' character. And then you're just like, okay, let's see the dragon. They make it to the dragon, and then starts out good. Bilbo and Smaug, they're having this conversation, and Smaug is really just screwing with Bilbo. It's just like, I know what you're doing, man. You're not being sneaky. And then it just turns into this action scene that just goes on and on and on. And then by the end, it's just, I'm getting good about predicting those cutoff endings, but it was kind of weird. It's just like, okay, this movie's getting a lot quieter. Smaug is saying like these really ominous lines that I'm just like, oh my god, are they actually going to? So I get up from my seat, I hear Bilbo say his line, I'm almost out the door, I turn around, black screen, directed by Peter Jackson, and I'm just like, they actually did it. Wow. And you know, I can get into more detail about the movie, but just certain things just really go without saying. Yes, the effects are nice. Yes, the 3D is nice. Yes, Peter Jackson does kind of give it that epic feel. Orlando Bloom comes back as Legolas. Legolas shoots a lot of arrows. He's good at that. The effects with him are definitely better than they were in Lord of the Rings. Just with the action scenes, at least the early ones, there is like this sense of fun and just impossibility about the fact that they're doing some of these one-take things are pretty nice. It does steer into like silly territory, but you're fine with it, really. Like, the movie, it doesn't make it believable, but it does make you okay with what the fact that you're looking at is silly. You know, Martin Freeman was great as Bilbo. Ian McKellen was pretty good as Gandalf, but really his character in this movie was just like, okay, you have fun doing that. Evangeline Lilly, once she was introduced, she was actually a pretty cool character, but just once she gets involved into that dragged out dwarf storyline with the arrow. It's just like, come on, go somewhere with this. But am I looking forward to the third Hobbit? Not enthusiastically, but it's just like, I'll see it. You know, they'll conclude this story, and then they'll conclude this story, and then I guess that'll tie into Lord of the Rings. So yeah, that's my review of The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug, or Smaug. I don't know.